Everybody can really sing along. They can jump on the stage. If the stage breaks, the stage breaks. The one thing is, don't fuck up this mic.
Yo, this is Indecision from Brooklyn, New York.
We on? Indecision documentary, tape 2. Not take, tape. Because we're on the next reel of tape.
It was Indecision, Silent Majority, and Millhouse on tour.
In Vancouver, there's this area where it's all junkies.
They do like this safe needle exchange.
And it's a decontrolled area for drugs. So you can do as many drugs as you want in the area. They look the other way, it's not a problem.
So there are a lot of junkies on the street, but they have clean needles.
The booking agent sent us to the wrong place. And apparently Vancouver in 1998 was like the height of like heroin use.
We just had written addresses of all the clubs. That was when we didn't have phones or anything.
Us not knowing where we were, we parked right next to the park.
So we find the club where the show was supposed to be, find out that it had been moved.
So we're like standing on the on the street, and the drummer from Silent Majority goes, "Was that somebody coming out of your van?"
We come back and we look up the block and see people pulling things out of our van.
We're like, what the fuck? We go running up there, our van was like stripped.
So everyone goes running, chasing after the guy.
So a huge chase ensues down the street.
Went up to the guy and pulled the bag off, and I think someone else hit him with a skateboard.
I had a skateboard in there, one guy has a skateboard.
He was in the van, and I hit him in the face with a skateboard, and he was just he just jet.
And then they ended up chasing them into some sort of homeless soup kitchen.
My Walkman was gone, my tapes were gone, all my clothes were gone.
At the time I was traveling with some ridiculous briefcase that I had full of cassettes, so they stole all my cassettes.
They stole all our money, they stole anything they could steal, they shattered the window and stole it.
The police came, and basically, there was not much to do aside from drive around and try and check some of the pawn shops and check some of the back alleys and dumpsters to see if we could find anything left.
And we were pissed, these guys broke into our van, we're gonna fucking get these crackheads, And we're walking the streets and the cops are like, look, you guys just get the fuck out of here, you're gonna get killed.
We know this in the pawn shops, it just looks like, all the stuff that they're selling in there just seems like shit that was just stolen out of people's cars in the area for the most part.
We were on a vengeance mission. We got some of our stuff back, but then we were going down these back alleys and it was heroin addicts everywhere, people shooting up between their toes, shit I had never seen before.
I saw a guy shooting up a woman in her back. Another guy kind of nodded off in a doorway with his arm tied off.
We played the show, and the next day we're like, okay, let's go back to the area. We want to go check a bunch of the pawn shops and see if we can find anything.
People were walking around that area looking for stuff.
We stayed there, tomorrow we're gonna get up and go with bats like the Warriors and try to get our stuff back, We were fucking retarded. We would've got killed.
We see two people in front of us, one of them wearing Brian's hat, and the other guy's carrying Justin's backpack.
Dude, is that your backpack? I was like, holy fuck, that's my backpack.
So Justin goes up behind him, grabs the backpack, and is like, this is mine.
I was pissed because I had all these cassettes. I used to take a Walkman on tour. And a Case Logic. Remember those things? The fucking zipper and got all my tapes. And I was pissed because they stole my Bad Brains tape and all this stuff. And they stole our dialer, our phone dialer. So that sucked.
It was before cell phones. So you'd store the phone number in the dialer. And then if you went to a payphone, you could press play. And it would play the touch tones into the phone, which would dial the person you wanted to dial. But what they did with them was they chipped them. So you change it to the tone of the coin going into the slot, and you can make free phone calls. And they found one of these homeless junkie guys sitting there with a dialer, pushing the button.
We grabbed the dialer back, and I remember Pat punched one of the guys, and they went running off. So Justin's looking in the backpack, and unfortunately it's just a mishmash of other people's stuff. It's a couple things of his, but then he's got some other random people's stuff in there too.
But the cops in Vancouver were just get the fuck out of here, you're gonna get killed. We're all right, thanks guys.
That's the first track of our new album.